Welcome back. We are going to be looking into the new hero, Rhea, and see if she's actually worth something or how does she plays with the group. Well, let me get to her. It takes like forever, but she's the last one on my list at the moment. There she is. So she is a legendary hero, and of course she is part of the Centaurian um, group. And the synergy is grant all friendly allies 10% energy generation in battle, and they are stackable. So that's definitely a good thing. Anytime you get more energy generation, that's good. However, there's a cooldown on each hero. So once you peak, when you max, let's just say you have all five of these heroes on on battle, and all of them gives 10%. That's a lot. Okay, so all five of them each gives 10%. You're gonna have quite a bit of energy going on, but they'll cap pretty quick because the hero have to have a cooldown. So that might make it useless. So we'll have to wait and see, how all five together will do. But just for that part, I tend to when I use Sybil, she gives a lot of energy, basically 50% ish, to the whole entire for your whole team, and I tend to cap out on her because sometimes my cooldown is just not really make it worth. Not always the case, but depending on how much energy required for each particular heroes, but sometimes I can get capped. But this one, because they are stackable, that you probably hit cap pretty quick. So anyway, let's go right into her ability. The first one, grant all allies 5.1% basic attack speed for 6 seconds. So basically once you level it up, you get a chunk of a percentage basic attack speed. So this is like the basic attack speed runes. I'm very curious to see how she does when you use this skill, and how well does she give? How well does the whole team perform? Because she is a supportive hero. I'm pretty sure. If she give a big chunk of basic attack speed, that might be very useful, especially the Centaurian hero doesn't seem to be that powerful. They don't seem to be doing that much damage. I mean, we know Nestor and Peltras and her Rhea now, and they okay. They okay. They're not like insanely quick, but this would definitely help boost the team for sure. And if you use like basic attack speed on like Nestor or something, man, you might do quite a bit of damage to your enemy with her skill. All right, but that's simple as that. Nothing else funny to it. But look at how much it costs. 5 energy. That's one heck of an energy. And they didn't say whether it's stackable or non-stackable, so I assume if they don't say it, probably not. But I don't know though for sure until they usually say something, but they don't. They didn't say anything this time, unfortunately. So the second ability says following two basic attack, the next attack, so I guess the third attack, cleanses one debuff and one debuff from the most wounded ally and grants them 1.63% physical defense for 5 seconds. So it makes them a little tankier, and whatever your enemy is casting on your your ally, only one debuff will go away those. But if you're up against like Nyx, she's constantly like debuff the heck out of um your your heroes, and she attacks pretty quick. So follow two basic attack. I mean that's good and all, but only one debuff. Man, she debuffed like multiple things at one time. It's crazy. So this is a little weak. I kind of wish it's all debuff instead of one debuff for the weakest allies. I'm okay with that, but one debuff seems a little underwhelming for me. And give them physical defense. I mean, at that point, if they're most wounded, they're probably gonna die pretty quick. So 1.63% physical defense. By the time you max it out, maybe it'll give you about 20 something percent physical defense. Maybe I'm just saying maybe because I have no idea what it's like to max it out. But that might not be useful, um, honestly, um, because most of the allies that get wounded could be a tank. But if it's not a tanker, maybe it's somebody in the back line. I don't see how that's going to be that much useful. But anyway, any physical defense, I guess, is good. Probably better if it's magical defense because those in the back line tends to do are magical attackers, so they tend to deal a lot more magical attacks on your team. So it would have been a little bit better if it's magical defense. But what do I know? Maybe, but but you never know though. The developers tend to change up stuff. If any heroes are kind of weak, they will kind of buff them a little bit, and if anybody that's a little bit OP, they will debuff the heck out of them. Okay. Uh, Next one. So her third ability says the ally initially deploy in front. So anybody that's in front of her gains a 30% chance on each basic attack to grant themselves 859 health shield, which is kind of okay. That's for 4 seconds. So every time they attack, there's a 30% chance they might get a health shield. And by the time you max this out, probably gonna be like maybe a 10, 20. No, probably a little bit more than 10, 20. Probably maybe 30k around there. I'm guessing. Um, Health shield, which is okay, but 30% chance is not too high. And the sucky part is the shield cannot be stacked because it only lasts for 4 seconds. After 4 seconds, your shield's gone, bye bye. So even then you get another shield, they don't stack. So this way, I guess to not make the hero invincible basically, because if they stack, this skill be very useful. But most shield that we see in this game are not stackable. They have some sort of cooldown basically. Let's go look at the oh, it says it's stackable at the bottom, but it's only 4 seconds, so it doesn't really matter. It's only no matter how it only lasts 4 seconds, no matter what. So you can stack all you want. Last part of the ability is okay. So basically, Clarion Call. So basically, her first ability now will gain an additional. Um, Now also debilitates all enemy for 5.95 seconds, while the affected enemy have a 20% chance on every basic attack to stun himself for 3 seconds. So this could be pretty cool. This last skill here is what's gonna kind of help her out because she's pretty crap. I'm not saying crappy, but not the best of attackers. I don't think she's gonna do that much damage, unfortunately. Um, but I could be wrong. We'll see. But she's basically there to buff your team, kind of so supportive hero. So she's not meant to do a whole lot of damage. But this one will definitely help again for the team. So basically now debilitates. I'm assuming that means stun. So all enemies get stunned for about 6 seconds. All enemies for 6 seconds? I don't. Is that no way? Debilitate does not. I don't know what they mean by debilitate. I want to. I want to think is stunned. So if all enemy gets stunned for 6 seconds, that'd be very very OP. Because man, that's probably the most stun time we have. But then again, you look at the bottom while affected. Okay, so the second part of this only works if within that 6 seconds. Uh, um, I guess. Okay, so I kind of understand this now. I think I understand what he's trying to say. So basically, when you use this, her first ability, Clarion Call, you have 6 seconds. Okay, for level one, you got 6 seconds. As you level up, I'm sure that the time will increase by a little bit. Seems like level 2 is 6 seconds, 5.95 to 6 seconds. But anyway, as you level this ability up, so within that time frame, there's a 20% chance that the enemy will basically stun themselves for 3 seconds. Okay, so that makes more sense because then that way it's not OP. But yeah, so so let's say you get level up to level 50 and there is a 12-second time frame. At the fourth skill at level 50, let's just say this 12-second time frame. So within that 12-second time frame, that's what debilitates mean. Is that time frame basically? Um, the enemies will have a 20% chance on every single attack that they do, not including I guess their proc. They have a chance to stun themselves for 3 seconds. I have yet to see that effective. We battle with her in the special event boss challenge, and it doesn't seem to be stunning that much. I mean, 20% is kind of low, I guess. I understand they're trying to keep it low so that way your whole team doesn't keep like stunning themselves nonstop. That because that would be very sick. Um, and this thing does not scale. I don't know what is going to scale with anyway. So, and the last two things which are not on here is her fire and amber abilities when you awaken her. The fire will give 30% movement speed to all allies. So 30% movement speed, that's trash, honestly. Movement speed is it comes in handy once in a while, but not that handy. Okay, it's not that handy. I don't want to charge at my enemy, you know, quickly. Then I'll just might die even quicker. And what's the point of getting over there, faster anyway? Um, speed movement is only useful when you, like, for example, you have Nestor. Your Nestor kills off your enemy, and then your whoever's in front of him, basically, and then your other enemy is like way across the field, and he needs to get over there quick, or even in boss battle. In realms, is it realms or what is that mode? Show you right here. Realm, the vanishing sorcerers. Here, sometime Nestor is retarded. He just runs around, and or sometimes doesn't get there quick enough because she does a lot of damage, and he doesn't get there quick enough to stun her. So that might be useful, given that quick movement speed to run around and to get her when she teleports. But still, I'm not too impressed with the movement speed. Now, if it's 30%, attack speed, that will be crazy. But that's never gonna happen. So that was ice. Basically, all allied gangs 30% movement speed. Fire is the total opposite. Fire is all allies, all enemies team. The whole team will lose 30% of their movement speed, so they move very slow. That might be useful in battle, especially if you up against a stronger team and they have to get to you. Um, but then again, you up against like team who magical attack where they can attack from far away, range attackers. That skill is useless again. So so far, looking at her, I'm not really that impressed. Could be better. However, with that being said, okay, if we look at all the heroes that we have been released so far, Nestor, Paltras, and Rhea, they all can stun in one way, one form or another. They can stun the enemy. Imagine if the next two heroes gonna get released can also do the same thing, stun the enemy one way, one in one form or another form. That's what gonna potentially make this group of heroes legendary, in my opinion. Because right now the attack is really not that good. So for me, for legendary with a low attack, I don't think so. But if all the heroes can do some sort of stun on your enemy's team, it can be very devastating, even though they don't do that much damage to you. But if you can't move, you can't attack, you are useless. So So I think the developer is pushing more toward this whole group is gonna do some sort of permanent. Can probably, if you use it right, you can probably permanent stun your enemy, and you permanent stun your enemy. It's over, game over. It doesn't matter what heroes you got. You can have Raptors, you can have Budo, you can have the most DPS in this game, but they can't move, they can't attack. useless. So I think that's probably that's what it's looking like here so far. And they all basically gain 10 additional health from the troop. Where the heck is the troop? The troop right here. Maximum health is 20% when you unlock them at 3 stars. At 4 star is probably 25%. At 5 star is probably around 30%. That's my guess. So your whole team will gain 30% maximal health. And on top of that, if your team is a Centaur heroes, you will gain another 10%. That's about 40% maximal health, which is very, very tanky. That's a lot of health. But and I think that's why, because they don't attack that fast. They don't do much damage. Um, they don't basically the DPS so far doesn't seem to be that impressive. So I guess they have to have more health to let them stay alive longer. And with the ability to stun, that will be very useful for these group. We have yet to see the other two heroes, so I am very curious. I hope they will have some sort of stun on them as well, because then it will make this whole these group of legendaries all worth getting and worth leveling up. If not, they'd be pretty weak, in my opinion. So, anyway, guys, that is it for this video. We gonna be playing some more, and hopefully soon. She looks really. She's blowing two horns. Interesting. But anyway, hopefully soon, um, we'll see the other two heroes with the ability to stun as well. That'd be very, very awesome and very exciting to use and just try it out to see how well they effective they are. But that is it, guys. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.